said, he talked about how money is a major issue to your mental health, because who's happy when they are broke, to be honest? Money truly buys happiness. You can't lie. Hey, dancer.
But men have a thing where they will keep it to themselves, and they will also show to the world that I'm fine, I'm okay, nothing is wrong, I'll go on with my life, I'll go to work, I'll do this, I'll do that, and they kind of put all their stresses into them.
When your mind is not healthy, you qualify to be in the category of suffering from mental health disorder.
On the side, I also do events planning, and I am a model.
Hello everyone, so today I forgot to do the intro. Ini jua ya kuchoma, what? I don't know where I'll go. Like you see, I look shiny, right? It's because there's a lot of heat today. Which side is better? Okay, I'll just use this heat. So today we have an event. It's a mental health awareness event. And I'm going to give you everything into details. I don't want to give you guys the wrong details. And I'm tired. My phone battery is very low. I forgot to charge my phone at night, and I was getting out of the house very early in the morning, so I might not vlog much, but whatever I'll vlog, it will be good content for you guys. If you're going through any mental illness, this video is for you. I love talking about mental health because it's very important. People take it for granted, but it's very important. But we're going to talk about everything else in details. Yeah, so keep it locked.
I'm just lost to feel. I need time to heal. I can't steer the wheel, cause this drive to kill, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels. I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal? I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
Guys, I don't know if it's clear. I want to update you on the day, but it's a bit dark in here, so I'll update you later on.
First event of the year. We love to see you guys. So we had Zumba already, so we are going to have Evans take us through the importance of physical fitness and mental health.
You'll find most people who are very, let's say, overweight. By the time they think of starting a journey of fitness, they're already depressed by their own weights. So these people will find them, they'll come to the gym, not willingly, So you love to understand someone where they're coming from. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Yeah, I'm here. The doctor said I need to lose 6 kilos. It's not good for my health, but I don't like working out. You know, this person is already attacking and defensive at the same time.
So my name is Jalna Varsani. I'm a clinical psychologist. I did my bachelor's in psychology. I am a certified peer counselor, which means I can counsel. I'm trained to counsel my peers. And then I'm doing my master's in clinical psychology. I'm in my second year. And yeah, as a therapist, I have 1 year of experience, slightly over 1 year. Why did I choose this field? First was because I started this course when I was in grade 12, and then I just fell in love with it. My teacher was like a really big inspiration of how she would talk to people day in and day out and just help them. And then another reason is also like in school, I was able to see so many kids suffer. We had no counselor in our school until grade 12. So the children there are just suffering, they're going through stress, they're burnt out, because to be honest, in our school it was only academics and you didn't have many extracurricular activities. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to be that person who steps in and does something for these children so that they don't grow up and they have very complicated mental disorders. And lastly, the most important, I did it for myself. So I remember you had asked who has gone through depression here, and I have, but depression was not the initial diagnosis that I got. It was social anxiety, and I don't know if you can realize, but I'm very, very nervous and anxious. But yeah. So from there I studied psychology. I was able to work on myself, and then I also went to a therapist, and now I'm finally a therapist. Yeah, that's something. So just a bit about what is counseling, what is therapy. It's the treatment of mental disorders, and it doesn't have to be a disorder, but it can be something that's disturbing a person. You want to change your behavior, you can go for therapy. You want to feel better, you want to change behaviors, whatever it is, therapy, and even becoming more self-aware, which is the most important part. So we have therapists who specialize in many different fields. We have therapists who specialize with children, who specialize with adolescents, adults, old people living with chronic illnesses, and also marriage and family therapists. I think that one is a very important one, especially in our society. So counseling is carried out by a mental health professional. So when you guys seek therapy, I'd say do a small background check on your therapist. Find out what are they specialized in, what are their qualifications. You don't want to go put yourself in the hands of someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, because this person is going to be a very big part of your life. So about mental illnesses, in Kenya, obviously the most common ones are depression, anxiety, and substance use disorders. So and others which you would find are trauma related, stress related disorders, eating disorders, sleep related disorders. So the little things which are like sleep and food, you might think that they're just casual, but they are things that can lead to a mental disorder or a mental disturbance. So the biggest challenge in Kenya is dealing with the stigma. You go for therapy, you come out, and what are you labeled as? Mad. You're not capable of doing something. So, or you're a complete going case. And the funny thing is, I've seen this in Kenya. Okay, I was born and brought up in Kenya, so in Kenyans I've seen it. And what's even worse is, in the Kenyan Indian community, because that's where I interact more, it's even worse.
Oh.
Because no one wants to go for therapy and they're not willing to pay for therapy. What will they say? They'll be like, I'm not going to pay to go talk to someone. I have my friends, I have my mom. Which is something that we need to raise awareness about. Like, what is therapy? You're not going to see someone just to talk. You're getting guidance. You're getting someone who will objectively help you, not tell you what you want to hear. A little thing that I want to touch on is mental health in men. So in Kenya, the men are more likely to complete suicide because of untreated and undiagnosed mental illnesses. And why is this? Women, you're more likely to have a thing where they will keep it to themselves, and they will also show to the world that I'm fine, I'm okay, nothing is wrong, I'll go on with my life, I'll go to work, I'll do this, I'll do that. And they kind of put all their stresses into them, which eventually comes out, which is why we need therapy. And just something I'd like to very, very much touch on is, when you go for therapy, it's a safe space. No one's going to judge you, and anything that you're going to be telling your counselor is confidential. It's going to stay between those walls. So there's no fear that one would have that I've gone for therapy and this person is going to go and tell my mom or my dad or my friends. No, that does not happen. So there was a very surprising statistic I found. There were more than 500 completed suicides reported in Kenya in the first 6 months of 2021. In 6 months, 500. So this is something that we have to work together as to get it to the minimum possible, and even better, zero.
Awareness. So this is very important for us to be able to do this from a young age. Yeah, and I think as we listen to her story, we are going to now realize why hope and beyond. As we go on, if you have any questions for Ivan or anything that we've done as we move, just write them down. I don't know if we can have.
Reach out, you're able to open up and talk to someone else. But men have a thing where they will keep it to themselves, and they will also show to the world that I'm fine, I'm okay, nothing is wrong, I'll go on with my life, I'll go to work, I'll do this, I'll do that. And they kind of put all their stresses into them, which eventually comes out, which is why we need therapy. And just something I'd like to very, very much touch on is, when you go for therapy, it's a safe space. No one's going to judge you, and anything that you're going to be telling your counselor is confidential. It's going to stay between those walls. So there's no fear that one would have that I've gone for therapy and this person is going to go and tell my mom or my dad or my friends. No, that does not happen. So there was a very surprising statistic I found. There were more than 500 completed suicides reported in Kenya in the first 6 months of 2021. In 6 months, 500. So this is something that we have to work together as to get it to the minimum possible, and even better, zero. And
I've been so passionate about mental health. I have a friend who studied psychology like her, so she has been helping me a lot whenever I feel depressed, which is also a good thing. And I think you also have friends who you help personally. Okay, the first thing I wanted to talk about was how in our country, people, I've seen in social media, most especially Twitter, people complain that therapy is very expensive. A common mwananchi from a place like Kibera can't maybe afford therapy, and they taint it as something for the rich. Yeah. So because you have a voice and you've done something, I wish we could reach to a point where therapy would be affordable. We can, like, even people can be getting free therapy sessions so that the poor can also go through therapy, because even then they get depressed. And as he has said, he talked about how money is a major issue to your mental health, because who's happy when they're broke, to be honest? Money truly buys happiness. You can't lie. So if for those poor people that are depressed because they're not able to meet their needs, and the people see poor people as the disadvantaged, like someone can't even take an advice from a poor person because you feel like this is a useless person in the community. Another thing I wanted to talk about is relationship and how it affects our mental health, because most of us are youth, and I know maybe most of you have been in relationships, and you end up dating someone who either doesn't treat you the way you're supposed to be treated, and because that person means a lot to you, you end up, it affects you so much, because you want the most attention from the person you love the most. So people go through breakups, and that period where you're healing from a relationship, you end up being depressed because you thought maybe your relationship would last in marriage, and the person has cheated on you, or it just ended. And I think that's one thing. So after a relationship, make sure you deal with your emotions and talk to someone, go to therapy. If you can't afford therapy, you can at least talk to a friend, and even like seek online advice from we thank God we have YouTube nowadays, that where we get free advice from like those there's this person I used to watch a lot. He's called Guru. He usually talks about love and your relation to others, and he gives you great advice, which has helped me personally. Another thing is if you're related or you have a friend who's going through depression, please don't tell them that they're exaggerating or actually you need to get your shit together, because for someone to open up to you about them being depressed, it means that it's really affecting them. You can help them directly. If you can't help them directly, help them indirectly by seeking help for them. Tell them about her. Tell them there's a psychologist who you can talk to. Go for sessions, and you'll be better. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Wow. So this is very important for us to be able to do this from a young age. Yeah, and I think as we listen to her story, we are going to now realize why Hope and Beyond. As we go on, if you have any questions for Ivan or anything that we've done as we move, just write them down. I don't know if we can have.
There are so many triggers that are bringing about the mental health challenges that we see, and stress is one of them. We cannot deny that for the last 2-3 years up to now, as the world, we have been going through a lot of stress because of the COVID-19. People are traumatized, and when your mind is not healthy, you qualify to be in the category of suffering from mental health disorder. We talk of depression as one of the mental health disorder. Schizophrenia, bipolar, there are quite a number of them, but we have our clinical psychologist, Gilna, yes. She'll be talking to us about it. Personally, I have had close friends, close relatives go through mental health challenges. And as a caregiver, I also got into depression mode, because when you're giving care to people, not one, not two, in the family or in the setup of friends, you also become stressed and overwhelmed, more so by observing and seeing what the people who are suffering are going through. So for me, I thought we need to take action.